Hello everyone, this is Money Mom. Welcome to the channel. It's health and weight loss update, October 1st. Let's get started and talk about it. I actually have some news today and some things that are going to surprise many of you that have known me for a long time. I will recap very briefly. Beginning of the year, this year, I said I wanted to get below 200 pounds. I made that my one and only goal. I started again because I did it a few years ago and was successful, except I gained a lot of the weight back. So really, I wasn't successful. To me, in a way, if you gain the weight back, it wasn't a success, and that means you might want to rethink things. So, I lost weight on a low-carb lifestyle. Well, I did this year. It initially got off 31 pounds. Well, since then, I've just been going back and forth, and I would get down, so I went from 259 to 228. Then I would go back up to 231. Then I might go up to 227. Then you can kind of see I never really fully was committed on losing the weight. And I'm going to share why, and I'm going to share with you a little bit about what I am doing. Let me just say this. I'll start off by this. I'm not doing the low-carb lifestyle anymore, and I will tell you why. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with any eating plan. Each of us have to find what works for us. But so many of you kept saying, Dawn, it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. It's something you can have to live with, or not have to, but that you would want to live with for the rest of your life. And I never got that. It just never clicked for me. I thought, well, what do you mean? What's the difference between a diet and a lifestyle? I just never understood. I do want to say this. I was doing what I call dirty low carb. And what I mean by that is, even last time I was doing that, I would make all the low carb treats, okay? Because I love to bake. I was eating a lot of the low carb packaged foods. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but for me, what happened was I never got full or satisfied by eating those foods, and my cravings were out of control. That is why I wasn't losing any more weight, because I wasn't controlling my cravings. I was constantly craving things, and I never felt satisfied. And that was a real problem in weight loss, but not only that, weight maintenance and a healthy weight for life. If you're constantly struggling all the time, and that is not going to work, I think it's not sustainable. That's the word that I wanted to say. And so I was using a lot of artificial sweeteners, which I do feel for me, I'm not saying for you, was making me crave more stuff. So let me get to what I started doing. And I wasn't even thinking weight loss. I was starting to feel really discouraged, and I almost gave up doing these health updates. I do want to say, one of you mentioned, hey Dawn, you're kind of a role model, or that you think that YouTubers are role models to their subscribers. I would love to be a wonderful role model. But I have to be honest, sometimes I'm not always the best example to you guys in terms of everything. I'm a real person. I do think there's a lot of smart decisions I make financially in other areas of my life, but there's times I make mistakes too. But I would love to be a good role model and emulate wonderful behaviors that people can look at and say, hey, I like some of these ideas. But I also believe people should think for themselves and do their own research as well. And I do always want to be authentic and real with you guys. And I never want to mislead someone to think that I'm doing things correctly. So, what I started doing is researching how people are living the longest, healthiest lives. And what are they eating? What are they doing? Right now, that is my hobby and that is my obsession. Because I don't know how much longer I'll be here. I'd love to see all of us live long, healthy lives. But if I live to be, say, 92, I want to make sure that I'm the healthiest version I can be. Many people, they start declining age 70s and beyond, and it's just a downward spiral. I want to have the healthiest life that I can while I'm here on this earth. So I started researching, what do healthy people eat all around the world? And how do they act? What do they do? And so I've been researching and obsessing over this topic. And I've been emulating and taking on some of the ways that they are eating and some of the things they're doing. Now, it's just a starting process. So bottom line is, I've cut out a lot of processed food for myself. I'm eating totally different, and I'm eating in a way that I've never eaten before in my entire life. I used to just eat diet foods, whether it was a little diet meal, okay? Or these low carb treats and things like that. I was never eating real food. Now, just to let you know, a lot of people that eat a low carb lifestyle eat like Dr. Berg. I know many of you watch him. He doesn't eat all those treats and, you know, bars and things like that. He eats what I call clean low carb. So he eats actually real food. But I was eating processed junk, basically, with lots of chemicals and things in them. Okay, and I thought, oh, these are yummy because I can still have my treats and be on the low carb lifestyle. Well, when I started eating real food within the last week or so, or a week and a half, 2 weeks basically, I basically don't have the cravings that I had before. I feel a lot better. I'm no longer constipated, which is nice. You're probably a little too much information there. Over the next coming several weeks and months, I'll be sharing more what I'm doing, but I want to make sure it's something I'm sticking with because it isn't a diet, it is a lifestyle for the rest of my life, and I want to make sure that I'm learning as much as I can, and you know, it's just a slow process, but I will tell you guys this. During this month, I was just eating and junk food and gaining my weight back. I had gotten back up to 237, I'm just being honest. I weighed myself this morning, and since I've been not eating processed foods, I've lost 9 pounds and I'm down to 228 again, which is kind of where I was at when I lost the 31 pounds. So I'm really happy about that. I like this way of eating a lot. I feel a lot better, and I just feel much better about eating this way. It does take a lot more prep work. But what I love is that I don't have the hunger and I don't have the cravings. I don't have to track. And so that's what I'm going to share with. Later on throughout the month, I'll share what I'm actually doing, but it is not a diet. I'll just say that. So there's no tracking and no dieting. But I'll share with you guys throughout the month all the information that I am learning. I know this video went over 5 minutes. I'm just finally excited about this because for so long in my life, since age 13, I have always had so many cravings, and quote, dieting always felt like I was being punished. And this is the first time in my life I've actually been eating what I call real food consistently, okay? And so this is new to me at age 58, but I'll be explaining more and more what I'm doing throughout the coming weeks, so hopefully you'll stick with me during this journey. I want to say thank you for your patience following me through everything, because I know this is a process. I'm sure some of you have grown impatient with me, which I don't blame you. And I also know that some of you see my grocery hauls and go, ah! I can't blame you. I do as well. Let me just say this. You are going to definitely want to watch Tuesday's grocery haul, because you will probably, if you're standing up, you'll fall over, or if you're sitting in a chair, you'll probably fall out of the chair. So if you watch Tuesday's video, please be holding on to something, because it's a grocery haul like you've never seen on my channel. That's all I have to say, guys. I know I went over the 5 minutes, but I want to thank each and every one of you for your love and support, and thank you for following me on my journey. And I also want to say thank you for being there for me even when I mess up. I love you. Bye.